Filipino entrepreneur Dr. Catherine de Asis, founding board member and chief brand strategist of MKS Marketing Consulting, has won the 2025 ASEAN Women Entrepreneur Award for her impact in building local brands and creating jobs. She joins us this morning to talk about this recognition and what it means for Filipino businesses. Good morning, Dr. de Asis. Thanks for joining us. Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
Good morning, Reggie. It's my pleasure to be on this show.
So congratulations, first of all. You
Thank
represented the Philippines in the recently concluded ASEAN Women Entrepreneur Awards, representing the Philippines alongside 9 other honorees from ASEAN. And tell us how that went and also what your work is all about. I understand you're focused on helping family-oriented brands become global, nationally recognized brands. What goes into that?
All right. The firm is actually a brand consulting agency, but we actually help a lot of Filipino family businesses to take their businesses into the next level. We've got 3 case studies. For example, one brand came to us around 15 years ago, has been in the business for around 40 years with 47 shops. In 10 years, actually, that particular brand has grown to become 350 shops. So that's an example of a Filipino family business that can be grown. Now it is into its 2nd generation.
And so you said there were 3 examples that you brought with you to the ASEAN Awards. Is that what won it for you?
Each of the nominees are actually nominated by women business organizations. This is particularly, AWEN is actually a women entrepreneurs network recognizing women empowerment. And yes, three of the case studies that we actually lobbied for included one, a retail shop, another, an appliance, and one is a pharmaceutical retail chain.
All of these were started off as family businesses, is that right?
Yes, strictly Filipino family businesses. That is actually our vision and mission as a company, because our expertise actually can be fueled or can collaborate with even conglomerates or international firms. But you see, when you make a strategy, a brand strategy, it is something that no other it is meant for that one particular brand or business, because it will be something that will be sustained through the years, and therefore you only work with one in a particular category or industry. And that is why we have put much of our effort on Filipino family brands. Our vision actually is, we hope that one day, because it will take generations, unless one from a certain generation is fully energized to take his or her own brand globally. But already, as I cited an example, 47 branches in 40 years and 11.7% more in 10 years, that's already a very big step. Actually, for that company, global can be the next step, but then you have to look at the macro environment.
Those are great case studies. So a retail brand that grew its footprint from 47 branches to,
Yes,
I think, 350.
47 within worked or endeavored in 40 years. And most of the Filipino family businesses are like that.
Right. So you grew
like
it from you grew it from 47 to, I think, what I have in my notes is 350, right?
Yes.
And then the appliance company grew from a single product line to multiple product categories. And then the third example was the drugstore chain that became an industry challenger just within a span of a few years.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what
Yes.
actually goes into taking a locally known small homegrown brand to a national market player?
Most not that small. I would assess that they should be in they're kind of in the medium. It's just that they're like stagnant, stagnant because their business already puts food on the table. But then actually having a business is actually a blessing. It's like the golden coins. It's for you to grow. And by growing, actually behind that, most of the business owners actually think transactional. What's it in it for me, myself? But actually, when you add the social responsibility into the picture, not many realize that they are actually creating a mark in the community. Because can you imagine, for example, just like that case study, can you imagine that it has become nationwide, for example, 47, maybe in NCR or just in Southern Luzon. But then if you go, let's say, 350 branches, it becomes nationwide. And as far as, let us say, Western Visayas, I mean, you provide a lot of regular, stable jobs. And that kind of job, for example, for people who already are immersed into that company, I mean, it can feed their families for 20 years, provide education. So that's the kind that personally I would like to build into this, to the Filipino family businesses. The perfect actually model is a Filipino family business that has been around for 30, 35 years. That means that that particular business has already a group of customers. It's just that at this time, there are already 5 generational cohorts living in this world. So therefore, to sustain that business, you also have to talk to the different generation cohorts.
Right.
So
right.
it really is a continuing challenge.
Right. That's interesting. But for those that, as you said, most of these family businesses started off as a way to just put food on the table and put the kids through
Yes.
school. How do you convince these owners to go from that and put in the investment and the money to grow it to something bigger,
Okay.
maybe something bigger than they
Okay.
dreamed of?
That's a very interesting question, because I would say that all or most of our clients actually fall into 2 types. One is dominantly, they already have a problem with the business. Remember, they've been around for 30, 35, but they see a decline. They see a decline. And so how can you reverse this problem? So that's most of the cases that is most of the Filipino family businesses that we get. Second is they're into their 3 or let us say the first 10 years of the business, and they have a visionary owner and who would like to grow it. So yes. So those are the 2 types of Filipino businesses. I mean, as mentioned earlier, so long as it provides food on the table, but if you see your business declining, then you get to be concerned.
When you look across the landscape of the Filipino family-oriented businesses, are there many that you're seeing that are ripe for global expansion? I mean, I know you've taken them from being homegrown local brands to to being national market players, but is there more room for growth here? Are you seeing a lot of brands that are ripe for global expansion?
Actually, I would say that first, most of the Filipino family businesses should strengthen themselves first, domestically and nationally. There's a lot of opportunity for them before global expansion. The global expansion now is actually we also advise our clients not at this time, because the trade winds now are not optimistic for global expansion unless you are already in other country markets. But if you intend to expand globally now, trade tariffs, for example, immigration policies, this supply chain issues, these are things that, and labor, of course, these are things that are big issues now globally.
Well,
Most of the country markets now are really looking into nationalism.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as you said, it's there's a lot of headwinds almost every direction you face. As I'm sure I don't need to tell you that in the third quarter, the economy stalled, and so the indicators just aren't there in terms of starting a business. What would you advise to those who are
Okay.
looking to grow their businesses at this time?
All
Anyway,
right.
is it just wait it out, or is there a pathway here?
Actually, there's a tremendous pathway for Filipino family businesses. Um, it has not been reported because most of the news actually worldwide, in other countries as well, not only in the Philippines, has been too much on graft and corruption, and so forth and so on. But specifically for the Philippines, actually, we are on an optimistic level. Do you know that the three financial engines in the world are recognized by all investors worldwide and by legitimate, reputable businesses, the IMF, the ADB, and one other agency, World Bank, sorry, IMF, World Bank, and ADB have put the Philippines optimistically second to Vietnam with a growth of 5.4 to 5.7% coming in 2026. Coming in 2026. Can you imagine that in Asia, we are the second to Vietnam? Thailand is on a 1.3 to 1.4%. It is something that is very optimistic because one, compared to other countries, there are four factors that are working for us. One is, as I mentioned earlier, our population is driven by the young. It is three-fourths young with 5 generational cohorts living in the Philippines, which includes already the generation Alpha, the oldest being 15 years old and below, and is already considered an economic engine now. And we have 20% of that in the Philippines. And the corporate market and other businesses now are being fueled by the young millennials, and the Gen Z, actually, the Generation C. So one, that's population. Second, domestic consumption. Most of our income are spent 70%. I mean, the Filipinos are really YOLO people. You only live once. Yeah, I mean, it's also a positive because it keeps the economy
Right.
moving and it makes them happy. I mean, we're one of the happiest people in the world.
Yeah.
So we have that, the personal consumption. We also have the OFW remittances.
Yeah.
So those are all working for us. Also, the skilled labor of the ICT. As you all know, the trend is towards artificial intelligence, why we may not be as upskilled as the others, but then we provide the skilled labor, especially because we speak good English.
Yeah. Okay.
So, so those are some of the last points. Something we can look
Great
into.
points there. We'll leave that there for now. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Dr.
Thank
Catherine
you.
de Asis,
All
founding
right.
board member and chief brand strategist of MKS Marketing Consulting.